the sun is already about to start shining, and it's going to shine in every aspect of your life this morning. It's going to shine in everything you do this morning. Of course, when sun is shining, it means that productivity will take precedence. Of course, you can go about everything you plan to do because the sun is shining, of course. And I pray that sun will shine in everything you do today. Top of the morning once again to you. This is Super Citizen at Sunrise this morning. My name still remains EKENE, EZEPUE. All right, let's go to it. And then we have this one coming from Punch newspaper this morning. It says, Women's World Cup, Colombia beats South Korea 2-0. Is on Punch newspaper this morning, and you can go and check it out. Of course, you know that our own Super Falcons are actually slugging it out in Women's World Cup that is co-hosted by New Zealand and Australia. And the first match they actually played 0-0. That's a draw, of course, 0-0. And they actually did quite well. Nadozie, that's the goalkeeper of Nigeria, actually did so fantastically well, keeping a Canadian captain at bay, making sure that she didn't score that penalty kick that Canadian got. Of course, they'll be doing it again this week on the 27th, and that's Thursday. And make sure you go all out. Make sure you watch that match and keep supporting Super Falcons because they're actually doing it. Of course, they are actually doing it, and but with our support, they can do more. Of course, Lagos court remands dismissed cop linked to missing baby. Lagos court remands dismissed cop linked to missing baby. Of course, there's this news on Punch newspaper talking about Lagos court remanding dismissed cop linked to missing baby, and it's on Punch newspaper. You can go and read through it and then extract all the needed information therein. Of course, going forward, we have Speaker meets Tinubu over planned resident doctors strike. Of course, it's been on and on with resident doctors, and then if there is anything that we should avoid is resident doctors going on strike. Of course, you know that there are a lot of things, a lot of health issues, and these anthrax issues, of course. And if resident doctors go on strike, who's going to handle all this emergency in the health sector? Of course, we should be able to rally around and nip this in the bud. We have another one. 2 uni Abuja lecturers dismissed for sexual harassment. This one is the VC, the Vice Chancellor of Uni Abuja, says that 2 Uni Abuja lecturers dismissed for sexual harassment. And of course, it's one of the things that we should frown at. This particular issues has always been like a norm in Nigeria. And if people are actually getting this kind of punishment, of course, definitely it will make it it will help in bringing it down, and then make our bright stars shining in Nigeria in various universities to keep shining instead of being shortchanged just for a mere sexual demands from lecturers from time to time. And this thing, this is actually a way to go. Of course, hashtag NSAS lawyer tackles Lagos over 61 million mass burial budget. Of course, this one actually came out yesterday as well. Now it's resurfacing. It's talking about NSAS, hashtag NSAS lawyer tackles Lagos over 61 million mass burial budgets. Of course, Lagos State have come out to say they are denying that this particular mass burial does not have any link with NSAS. Whatever. So you can go and check it out. It's on Punch newspaper. Read through it and then extract all the needed information you so desire. And I have this one on Punch as well. This one is a big headline, and it's saying Labour talks tough. ASU protesters condemn relief plans. ASU protesters condemn relief plans. of course, it's been on and on. This particular, and don't forget that I'm not in the studio alone. Of course, I have a veteran, a veteran journalist that will be joining me soon after I finished reading through all the headlines on this particular news. But then we can do justice on some of these, to review some of these topical issues making headlines this morning. And then I move straight to Forex crisis. Passengers groan as foreign airliners hike fares. Of course, this one is still on Punch newspapers because Forex crisis is making passengers groan as foreign airline hike fares. Of course, you know that definitely if there are issues with Forex, definitely it's going to affect airline fares. Definitely, most definitely. Pregnant women, children among Ondo tanker fire victims. Eyewitness says so. Go and check it out. It's on Punch newspaper. It says pregnant women, children among Ondo tank fire victims. So check it out. And then it's actually a very sad story, and it's actually a story that will make you to at least remember that, of course, we're human beings, and then things like this happens, and then it's actually a very sad story, actually. Go and check this particular news out on Punch newspaper this morning and get through it. Supervisors, invigilators selling wire questions online, arrested, on trial. WAEC boss, Areha. This one is coming from WAEC boss Areha. He's saying that supervisors and vigilators selling wire questions online arrested. That they've arrested the supervisors and invigilators selling wire questions online. Of course, this has actually been a trend over the years. People extracting question papers before exams, selling them, making money off it, and then it's been on and on. And if actually we've woken up to this particular fact and nip it on the board, it's actually a very good step in the right direction, actually. So thank God that the WAEC boss, Mr. Area, is actually standing tall on this particular one. Navy won't stop burning vessels ferrying stolen crude. Navy won't stop burning vessels ferrying stolen crude. Flag officer says so, and it's in Punch newspaper this morning. You can go and check it out and extract all the needed information therein. Of course, you know that over time we've been hearing vessels being burned after being apprehended. We hear that these vessels actually got burnt, and we don't know what is actually. But military, the Nigerian military have come out to say that this is part of their modus operandi. That this is how they operate. That is in their code, and that's they are allowed to burn vessels. But a whole lot of Nigerians have been saying, no, this is actually an economic waste, and then it's something that has to do with maybe burying evidence and something like that. So they are raising eyebrow that if these vessels got burned, it actually means that sometimes evidences maybe will be buried along with it, and sometimes people say that is an economic waste. Why waste vessels that can be used in doing other things as well? Of course, turn it into government properties or something like that, because it's still making headline on Punch newspaper this morning. So you can go and check it out, and we'll still be doing justice with it on it with our veteran media consultant here this morning. Of course, going forward, we have most Nigerians. This one says most Nigerian leaders knowledge of development shallow by Obasanjo. Most Nigerian leaders knowledge of development shallow. That is what Obasanjo said, and it's on Punch newspaper this morning. And then we'll be going on a short break. When we return, we'll move to the next News Daily this morning, so we can extract more information before we go into analyzing and reviewing it. Let's go on a short break, ladies and gentlemen. Still Super Citizen at sunrise with EKENE EZEPUE this morning. Of course, it's still Super Citizen at sunrise this morning. My name still remains EKENE EZEPUE. How you doing, Abuja? All right, moving straight to Vanguard newspaper this morning. I have this one looking at me right here, and it says ministerial list, and that's the on Vanguard newspaper. It says anxiety as serving ex-governors, others pile pressure on Tinubu. Of course, it's no, you know that it's actually expected. And it's something that has been delaying this list all this while. Of course, there's a lot going on behind closed doors, which definitely is expected. Some people say that the politics is a game of interest. What is this interest all about most of the time? Is it really about the populace? Or is it really about individuals? That's a question for another day. All right, you can go and check this one out. It says anxiety as serving ex-governors, others pile pressure on Tinubu. So you can check it out on Vanguard newspaper. Of course, we'll move to Vanguard newspaper, and this one is still resurfacing again on Vanguard newspaper, and it says how pregnant woman had 3 children. Others died in Ondo tanker fire. Our heart goes out to all the affected victims. Please accept our condolences. And it's actually a very sad story. Resurfacing again on Vanguard newspaper this morning. And moving forward, we have Anyosha Oshimili, Rep seat. Tribunal nullifies Okoli, declares the Lumelu winner of election. Of course, this one is actually on Vanguard newspaper this morning. Go and check it out. Okay, it's talking about Elumelu and Okoli leadership tussle in the court. Of course, in the court. That's the best place to do leadership tussle, and not on the streets. You know, with gun blazings and all that. So I will leave it at that. We'll move straight to authorities must disclose identities of NSAS protesters due for mass burial. This one is still resurfacing again, and it says authorities must disclose identities of NSAS protesters due for mass burial. Lagos State is still, refuting that this particular burial that they want to do does not have anything to do with hashtag NSAS. So it's still on Vanguard newspaper this morning, so you can still go and check it out and extract all the needed information therein. Government shouldn't use palliative measures to solve long-term problems. Afrinvest, that's Afrinvest says so. It's on Vanguard newspaper this morning, so you can check it out. Governments shouldn't use palliative measures to solve long-term problems. All right, we'll do justice to that when we start discussing. We have speaker asks doctors, Peter, what's happening? All right, it says the speaker asked doctors to be realistic with their demands. Yeah, of course, it's resurfacing again. We read it earlier on, and it's still coming back. It says that the speaker is meeting Tinubu to, find a way forward in avoiding the resident doctors going on strike. And then it's right here again on Vanguard newspaper is trying to say that the resident doctors should make their demands realistic. Of course, that's what the speaker is advising that's what the speaker is advising the resident doctors this morning. So you can go and check it out on Vanguard newspaper this morning, and then extract all the needed information. Tinubu's not a magician. APC didn't promise overnight solution. Oshomole said so. It's on Vanguard newspaper this morning. Tinubu's not a magician. APC didn't promise overnight solution, and that's what Oshomole is saying. So go and extract all the information from Vanguard newspaper this morning. Russia hopes to build on influence in Africa. Of course, these are strong economies. Of course, you know that they are fighting and they are still building, still helping Africa in agricultural and all that, in agricultural produce and all that. So a lot of help, and they are fighting war. So this is how economy should look like. Of course, when we are talking about economy, of this particular economy, Russian economy, Ukrainian economy is actually, of course, a focal point where we should be borrowing some of our some of the things we want Nigeria to look like, or how we want Nigerian economy to look like. All right, we'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll start doing justice. We introduce our guests to you and start doing justice to some of the topical issues making headlines this morning. It's still Super Citizen at Sunrise. My name still remains EKENE, EZEPUE. We'll be right back. Of course, it's still Super Citizen at Sunrise this morning. My name still remains EKENE, EZEPUE, and we are still on newspaper segment this morning. Right now, we'll be introducing our guest this morning, and we have no other person than Mr. SALMON. He's a veteran journalist and a media consultant. He's right here in the studio this morning, Mr. SALMON. How you doing this morning?
EKENE, thank you very, very much. It's been a very bright day. Bright destiny and bright ideas.
Of course, definitely. Once it has to do with Nigeria, we need all the bright ideas that we need, to move the country forward. And they all start early in the morning. By the time we start applying it from the morning, of course, before it gets dark, we'll definitely get somewhere.
Yes,
definitely.
Money determines how the night will be.
Of course. All right, it's good. We are starting the morning, of course, on a good note this morning. So we'll move straight on to review some of these headlining issues, topical issues on Punch newspaper. We'll start from Punch newspaper this morning, and it says, okay, let's start it. Let's start it with this particular news coming from Punch newspaper. It says, Speaker meets Tinubu over planned resident doctor strike. How do we approach this particular issue right now? Because if you look at it, resident doctors have been back and forth on this particular matter. How do we solve this problem once and for all? How do you think Tinubu should approach it to avoid a repeat of what happened during the past administration?
Resident doctors or no resident doctors, strike is an ill wind that blows nobody any good. Whether resident doctors or workers at all, I do not think that strike is what we need now, no matter how you consider your case. Honestly, it has been one strike too many in this country. And we have all seen that at the end of the day, we will still have to come back to the drawing board, to the table, to Jojo, and not war,
of course,
as it were. I will thank Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas for doing Nigerians a world of good. I always, it's not only better than cure, it's cheaper. And I will want government to be alive and sensitive to the issues concerning the masses. In actual fact, what is the essence of government if not to alleviate the sufferings of the people? By coming to meet with the resident doctors and by pleading with the doctors too that there is the need for all the parties involved to apply caution and to be sensible and be responsible to know that our services is very, very vital. It is something that concerns lives. We are to help preserve life, and it's so sensitive that yes, money is very important, but life is more important. And I think at the end of the day, people should realize that when two elephants fight, it's always the grass,
of course,
that suffers.
Of course.
Yes, it's the grass that suffers.
Of course. All right, Mr. SALMON. Thank you for anchoring on that note. Now we have a very bothering issue right here that we have to discuss. Of course, it's hinged on supervisors, invigilators selling WAEC questions online. Of course, the boss of WAEC, Mr. Areha, has come out to say that those people have been arrested. Of course, this thing has been going on and on and on. How do we stop this particular trend?
I am always unhappy when I realize that our decadence has gotten to a level that you begin to wonder whether are we still human beings?
And these things are leaking from the source.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes. Honestly, the moral crisis we are in now is such that we just must know that something must be done to it. It is unacceptable. A situation whereby questions get leaked and from the source, quote and unquote, is such a thing that there should be consequence. Perhaps because people get away with most of these things, that's why they do it, and that's why we hear about this every now and then. Questions getting leaked, lecturers demanding sex for marks. There is the need for us to be circumspect. That is where we should thank JAMB, and we should be very, very grateful to Professor Ishaq Oloyede. We should not take some things for granted. Integrity in public office is very, very important. That is why we should commend those Nigerians that see public office as public trust that must not be abused. Professor Ishaq Oloyede is one of the leading giants, leading patriots in this cause. And we all know what this man has done in JAMB. There is need for us to thank him. And there is the need for Nigerians to know that there is hope at the end of the tunnel. Exam malpractice, questions getting leaked, immorality, these are issues that should be tackled and it should be dealt with. We should make sure that this is not the Nigeria we want.
I really want you to dwell more on that, the lecturers' dismissed for sexual harassment more. Just a little bit, shed more light on it so that Nigerians can really understand the seriousness of this particular crime. Well,
you see, it is sad that we are where we are today. That when a lecturer who supposedly supposed to protect, teach, mold, and make sure that what comes from the ivory towers at the end of the day are products that you'll be proud of, when they now begin to defile, take advantage of these small children, quote and unquote. It is something that is unacceptable. And I think that philandering, randy lecturers, when you think because you are in charge and you think these children, they are just you are just taking advantage. You are just taking advantage of them because you know that yes, they must pass exam. Must you demand sex from them? Why don't you ask them which area of the subject do you want me to help you concentrate on or to help you out? It is much better and much dignifying if we claim to love God, if you claim to be religious, if we claim that we are morally upright. I doubt if demanding sex for mark is what should be the intent in the university.
Does this teenagers' dressing, mode of dressing, have anything to do with some of this? Are you going to, apportion a little blame?
You see, Ekene, there is the need for us to call a spade a spade. Much as I do not subscribe to indecent dressing, I will still say that if
it has nothing.
If your predator, so to speak, doesn't dress well, and that catches your fancy, the next thing is to now take advantage of her. Why don't you reprimand her? Go back to your hostel and dress well. It should end there.
Of course.
Will you now say because she didn't dress well, that's why it doesn't make sense to me? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't.
Of course. All right, moving forward on the next topical headlining issue right here, and it says Navy won't stop burning vessels, ferrying stolen crude, and this one is coming from the military flag officer. Of course, Nigerians have stated clearly that this particular trend should stop. It's an economic waste. There's no country grows wasting money. These properties, these vessels should be turned into public use, or maybe turned into government property, which definitely is going back to the people. It should be put into use for public gain. So why burning these vessels from time to time? And they've come out to say that is part of their code of modus operandi. That's how they operate. It's in their act. So how do we advise the military, and then how do we balance this?
You see, I think there is the need for creative thinking in handling issues. You don't say because you have headache and you behead you cut your head off. When you cut your head off, is that the solution to headache? So that you won't have headache again. Well, I do not think, in all sincerity, that you should burn vessels. No. In fact, by burning it, to me, you are hiding a lot of things.
Of course.
Where is the crude? Seize the vessel. Get the crude back. Let us get our crude oil back, and let them face the consequence of the criminality or the criminal act they are doing. That is the way to go. This is the vessel. This is how much cubic of crude we have gotten from it. We have recovered the crude. This is the vessel. These are the people behind the stealing. This is the way to go. Not to say, okay, we have burnt it. How do we even know that you are not complicit?
Of course. All right, we'll leave it at that. Of course, who that have ears should hear. Of course. All right, moving forward, we'll get in this one still from Punch Newspaper. It says most Nigerian leaders knowledge of development shallow. This one is coming from Obasanjo, as a past president of Nigeria. Do you think he stands in good stead to give out this particular advice?
Baba Obasanjo is a global icon, no doubt about that. We should appreciate our leaders. And Baba is in a position to pontificate on what and what not. If Baba feels that most of our leaders do not understand what development means, well, Baba should let us know more, should tell us more about which area of development should we concentrate on. Baba has a penchant.
That's solution-driven.
Yes. Okay. Baba has a penchant, and I'm saying this with all sense of responsibility. He has a penchant for intemperate language. And leaders, we must remind ourselves, are not just ordinary people. Whatever they say carries a lot of weight. It can make or mar. Well, Baba means well for this country. If there's anybody who believes 100% in the unity and indissolubility of Nigeria, it's Baba Obasanjo. And Baba should come out and tell us more on what and what should be done to move Nigeria forward.
Baba should come forward and tell us what should be done to move Nigeria forward. Should hit the nail at the top. And this one is coming from Mr. SALMON. He's our guest on this morning. Super Citizen Sunrise. All right, he's a veteran journalist and media consultant. All right, we'll take this one, this last one from Punch Newspaper this morning, and it says, Labour talks tough. ASU protesters condemn relief plans. You feel that this particular relief plans the government has rolled out will have any meaningful impact on Nigerians?
Palliatives, relief plans, and whatever name called is not the way to go. We have passed through this road on many times, and where did it lead us to? Well, I think there is the need for government to cushion the painful effect of some policies, but I doubt if dashing out money, no matter the amount, is the solution. It can never be the solution. Throwing money at problem will not solve any problem. If there is a problem, throwing money at problem will not solve the problem. The first thing is to do creative thinking. Analyze the problem. What are the problems? How did it come up? What is the solution? It's after finding the solution that you may perhaps think you need money. But thinking that throwing money at problems, the problem will go away, we are wasting our time.
Of course, we are wasting our time, and that's the word of Mr. SALMON, a veteran journalist and a media consultant this morning. And we are still on Super Citizen at Sunrise this morning, and we'll be moving straight to Vanguard newspaper to extract some of the top charting information therein. Of course, we'll go on a short break shortly, and then we'll return. And Super Citizen at Sunrise with EKENE EZEPUE will continue. It's still Super Citizen at Sunrise this morning with EKENE EZEPUE, and we are still brilliant out a lot of information from Nigerian dailies this morning, and we are moving straight to Vanguard newspaper this morning. It says ministerial list, anxiety are serving ex-governors, others pile pressure on Tinubu. How do you see this, Mr. Salami? Of course, you know that the delay has always been a whole lot of people, jostling for some of those positions and all that, ministerial positions. And then definitely the president would like to consider a whole lot of things. And that's why the list has not been out still now. So Well, actually, with all the past political gains and all that, and they are still here, why can't we be looking towards the angle of technocrats instead of past governors? Are we supposed to be on days over? And people are saying that that politics is all about interest. It's a game of interest. That governors should be considered because they played a key role in bringing in the present president and all that. So, do you think it's a good way to go? Why not? Why can't we go towards the angle of technocrats?
We thank God that President Tinubu is somebody who understands the game very, very well. And President Tinubu is somebody who knows that being a minister or being a public office holder is a trust. And the important thing is competence. It is competence. It is not for the boys. Let us compensate the boys. No. You see, there is a difference between politics and governance. Deliverables, that's what we are talking about. Who can? President Tinubu has a date with you, and he must deliver. Nigerians believe that he has the capacity to bring on board people of impeccable character, people who are competent, people who can deliver, and we believe that the ministerial list should be that of merit. It should be on merit. You are a minister not necessarily because you are a card-carrying member of APC, not necessarily because you have assisted Mr. President to win election. You start because you are competent and you have been given that job on merit, and you must deliver. Whoever cannot deliver should not be elected and should not be given a ministerial job. It is politics has somehow become the easiest avenue for making money. Are you in government for self-aggrandizement? Is it an opportunity to make money? It is payback time. Let us get it right this time around. And I pray we will get it right.
Let us get it right this time around, as a word of Mr. SALMON, a media consultant and a veteran journalist. Of course, this morning we're still discussing and we are still extracting some of our information from Vanguard newspaper this morning, and we are going straight to this particular one. This particular one actually made me cry. And it says pregnant woman, her 3 children, others die in Ondo tanker fire. Of course, how do we nip this particular trend in the bud? Most of the time, these explosions from tankers and all that, it's always happening. I don't know. And anytime it happens, the casualties is always on the high. Okay, now it's pregnant woman. Only God knows what happens. How do we, this vehicular movements, authorities, or how do road safeties and all that, these road authorities, how do you think they should make all this, both private drivers and then these commercial drivers, to use this road simultaneously in a way that it is going to avoid some of these occurrences from happening?
EKENE, let me tell you this, and I'm telling you this with all sense of responsibility, that most disasters are man-made. Most disasters, they are man-made. Senseless loss of life is primarily caused by the irresponsibility of somebody. Somebody fails to do what he should do, or somebody did what he should not do. In this instance, you would discover that the accident that caused the explosion was as a result of the recklessness of one person, and then may we not continue to be the victim of another idiot's mistake. It is so sad.
Very sad indeed.
It is so sad. And honestly, there is the need for people to know the far-reaching and unintended consequences of their irresponsibility. Unintended consequences. He did not wish the pregnant woman death to die, but the unintended consequences of somebody's irresponsibility. That is the cause.
That is the cause. Of course, that's the word of Mr. SALMON, a veteran journalist and a media consultant. All right, we'll go straight to answering your phone calls, getting your contributions this morning so that we can be able to balance the equation. All right, we've analyzed this your way. Can you tell us how you feel about this particular trends making headlines on Nigerian Daily this morning? Let's get it from your own point of view this morning. So you call us on our line 081 822 22205. I call it again 081 822 22205. All right, or you call us on another line 090 32 22 9797 090 32 22 9797. All right, I'll pick this first caller. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning. This is Isa Ashuku calling you from Masaka.
Ashuku.
Yes, Isa Ashuku.
Chief Ashuku, how are you doing this morning?
Isa Ashuku, super citizen.
Of course, super citizen. Good morning, sir.
I lost my chief Ozemo. I send my greetings to him.
No problem, sir. He will hear. Chief Ashuku, please go ahead with your contribution.
Your letter, your paper this morning, burning of this version. I always talk, the military should know that they are under constitution. They don't have, the military regulation is for their barrack. But the constitution supersedes everything. They don't have any reason to say they are trained to burn version. You destroy the evidence, you destroy, you include the environment, you kill the fish in the river, and then you say you are, the military have any constitution part of the Nigerian constitution? Hello?
Yeah, we are hearing you.
So they should be careful the way they behave. Let them do their barrack work there. But when it comes for constitution, they should do the job that is meant for constitution. Okay. That is the thing that bans Nigeria. And secondly, Adam Musobole said Tinubu is not a magician. He is a magician because he said he can be able to do. He has put head. So he should do, the first he said he will research out Nigeria. He now forget about research that is going on matter of petrol. Even before they start this thing, I said, Tinubu and Tiku support not to contest this election because they are investors. They want to recover their money. Nigeria are dying. Things are not well. We are suffering. What do we suffer in our country? What is the reason why God bring us to be Nigerians? Is it an offense?
All right, thank you very much, Super Citizen Chief Ashuku. Thank you so very much for your contribution this morning. All right, this is his own contribution. He's actually so emotional about the last contribution.
Chief spoke well by saying that burning vessel is not the way to go. And he spoke well too when he said that there is the need for government to be sensitive to the plight of the people.
Okay, let's pick this caller, sir. Hello, good morning to you.
Morning, Chief EKENE.
Good morning. Chief, have you given me Chief already?
Yes, now.
That's a good.
All right, I think it takes a lot to be a chief in Nigeria these days. All right, so please, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
Marksman calling from Abuja.
Oh, Mr. Marksman. Good morning to you. How is Apo this morning?
Chief, burning that.
Oh, Chief. All right.
It's a wrong step.
Okay.
Because burning like our guest there and like. Now you've destroyed the vessel. Who are those behind it? What stopped the same person from buying other vessels and doing the same thing? If people will go unpunished for siphoning our money, politicians are siphoning everybody one way or the other. What has Nigeria done? Is it a crime that God made us to be citizens of Nigeria, that we the Nigerians are doing this to ourselves? Destroying our economy ourselves. Nobody is being held to us. Nobody is giving account of anything. All they think of is to suffer with the masses. this is not the way forward, though. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Mr. Marksman, for your contribution. Of course, this one is coming from Mr. Salmon, please. Can you do justice to some of these contributions?
You see, like I always say that brilliant people, brilliant minds, Nigerians, give it to them. Nigerians are brilliant. Nigerians are very, very easy to govern. When you do the right thing, we know. When you do the wrong thing, of course we know. Almost everybody has been saying that there is no need to burn any vessel. If you are not there to burn vessel, why? What is your job? If you see, the intellectual laziness is innate. If it is not intellectual laziness, there are ways of doing things. There are brilliant, creative ways of solving problems. If you want to police, and if you must.
Hello? Good morning to you. All right, please call us back so we can hear you. We can't hear you now. All right? Oh, okay. Let's pick this caller. And sorry, sir.
No problem.
All right. Hello. Good morning to you.
Hello. Good morning, Mr. EKENE.
Good morning, my brother. How are you doing this morning?
Alhamdulillah. I greet our guests. Good morning, sir. My name is Salami. I'm calling from Garimpa this morning.
All right, sir. Mr. Salami, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. On the comment of former Edo State Governor, now serving Senator Adams Oshomole, the comrade senator. We know that. I think every reasonable person that understands what governance and that understands the deep rot in the Nigerian political system is would agree with him. I always say running a country is not the same as running a tuber of yam store in my village market in Ayetejo in Kogi. Neither is it the same as running a spare parts shop in Onitsha market or running a tomato shop in Singa market in Kano. We are talking of a country of over 200 million people with more than 350 ethnic groups, 36 states, 774 local governments, and over 900,000 square kilometers by landmass. So when people expect a miracle worker to just come in and wave their magic wand, I think if there's any miracle worker among the candidates, we can judge from the respective states they come from. I think we should have used that state that all of the candidates, during the election where they all come from, to judge that yes, this person will perform. And when we compare and contrast the states or the positions that all of these candidates has governed, Bola Ahmed Tinubu still stand out. This is a man that came the Atlantic Ocean in Lagos, that built generational wealth. While other governors were working inside erosion, inspecting erosion, Tinubu is building wealth, taming the Atlantic Ocean in Lagos. Today, every one of us, when we cannot travel abroad, the next most convenient place we seek greener pasture is Lagos State. People are moving to Lagos in droves. That is legacy of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I believe 100%, if he can do it in Lagos, he would definitely do it in Nigeria. What we need is patience. And we need to join our hands together and understand that this is a Nigerian project. This is not a Tinubu's project. If Tinubu failed, it is Nigeria that failed, not Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And need people to understand that the time of politics is over. Politics is over. It is now for us to unite. The only language you should be speaking is one Nigeria. Elections has come and gone. We have a president until the judiciary says so, say otherwise. Every patriotic Nigerian should rally around the president and understand that this is a tough time. There's a tough time ahead, and definitely when we support him, we'll definitely overcome and be in the of our dream by the special grace of Allah. will all be witness and partaker in it. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alamin. Thank you this morning for your contribution. All right, this one is coming from Mr. Alamin, and of course, his own opinion. Of course, that's why we are in public space.
In actual fact, Mr.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Sorry,
Good morning, my brother. This is the voice of Kennedy.
Oh, Mr. Kennedy, how are you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm gallant.
Well
brother.
done. The gallant man.
Nice to work. Yes. Thank you very much.
All right, you didn't tell us your location this morning.
Yeah, from Karo.
Okay, Karo. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Please, I just want to say this. Whoever that believes in Nigeria, whoever that was part of this election, whoever that was part of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's campaign and APC, we have every reason to blame Adam Oshomole, saying that they never promised miracle. Some of us did call during the time of campaign saying that Bola Ahmed Tinubu should be careful in some of the promises, because this is what we are expecting. And if he come on board and we never see it, we will call to remind him that, Your Excellency, this was what you said during your campaign. And then he did promise a lot of things. And then he told us that we will see changes. I remember recently, you can even still Google it and see, when Naira note was decorated, changed, recolored, he said it was targeted at him. But all these things we put aside, voted him in, and now somebody who also campaigned for him is coming to tell us that they never promised us miracle overnight. This is not, it's not even supposed to come from him. Or even if he is supposed to say such, he would have put it in a way to console us. He's just making us to feel like in Nigeria, every administration that has ruled us, anyone that comes, it looks as if the previous ones looks better. And I did remember, I called to say this, because if you check very well, Good Luck administration was better off. And then when this person came, Buhari, we tend to say that his administration was not that the best. Now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has come. He's making us, and making some people to feel like, Buhari was the best. Should we continue like this? Let me stop here. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kennedy. Thank you for your contribution. All right, of course, we don't really have that much time this morning to entertain callers, but tomorrow we are going to make an ample time for people to call in so that we can be able to get all the callers. People that are still calling in, please don't be offended. Tomorrow, we'll make sure that we'll make out an ample time so you can call in and share your contribution with us right here in the studio. All right, Doc, your final...
let me quickly make this point that most Nigerians,
please, a second, sir.
Most Nigerians, and quite rightly, believe in President Tinubu. The president will not disappoint.
Okay, the president will not disappoint, and that's the word of a veteran journalist, Mr. SALMON. Thank you so very much for being part of Super Citizen at Sunrise this morning, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I want to thank all our listeners for being part of this show this morning. Thank you so very much, Mr. Super Citizen Chief Ashuku from Masaka for calling in. I want to thank Chief Maxman from Apo for calling in. I want to thank Alamin from Gwarimpa for calling in. Kennedy, you called us from Karu. Thank you for calling in this morning. And please try as much as you can to enjoy all our programming on Citizen 93.7 FM this morning. And enjoy the rest of your day and try as much as you can to be a good citizen of this country. All right, so wherever you are, be a good ambassadors. There are people that are actually going about using that jackpa something and all that. Please, even if you want to jackpa, just try as much as you can to still be a good ambassador of Nigeria wherever you're going to. All right, always fly the flag high, hoist the flag, and then keep being a good citizen of this country.